From Sebring International Raceway, we drive directly to Daytona Beach. There we will try to get to see the track and to interview somebody who can tell us all about this legendary speedway. So we just arrived at 4:30 at the Daytona racetrack. They asked us to go to the main HQ, the corporate building, and ask for a guy named Andrew Booth and see if he wants to help us. There's a car driving on the track. I'm just gonna call them.
Thank you for calling the offices of NASCAR. For Daytona International Speedway, press 3.
This is Mary Kay.
Hello, this is Daan Stots. I'm a race car driver from the Netherlands. I'm doing a tour in the US.
Please hold on just a moment. I'll transfer you to Andrew.
Thank you.
He's got a car length over Kyle Busch. Now Kyle will cross over. And here comes Michael McDowell and Joey Logano to the bottom.
Record your message at the tone.
Hello Andrew, this is Daan Stots from the Netherlands. I'm doing a road trip through the US. We just arrived at the Daytona Speedway. Thank you. Regards, Daan. Pick it up when we have any news. It might be tomorrow morning. It might be in 5 minutes. Welcome to the world center of racing, the Daytona International Speedway. So I'm actually blown away by the facility. They renovated for $400 million. They renovated the whole seating area and a lot of buildings. So they have the seats for 101,000 people. That's crazy. When did the passion of motorsport start for you?
I was born and raised in this community. I've lived here all my life and came to this racetrack when I was 12 years old. So it was probably a dream of mine back then. I never thought it was possible to work at a racetrack, and I've been here at Speedway now for close to 20 years and working in the public relations department, and it's a joy coming to work every day. There's always something new. This place delivers all types of motorsport excitement, and I'm just happy to be a part of that and help deliver the fan experience to our guests.
So can you explain the history of the track? We see here the statue of Mr. and Mrs. France.
Yes.
I didn't know about that story, so if you can tell that story a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Bill France Sr. and his wife Annie B. are the founders of the Daytona International Speedway. They're the ones that managed the financing and the building of this track back in the late 1950s. And prior to that, we raced on the beach, on the sands of Daytona Beach, just east of here. But Bill Sr. had a vision for a grand super speedway. A 2.5 mile asphalt super speedway, steeped in high banks, something that had never been built before. And the high banks, the 31 degrees, would allow you to see all the racing action around the facility. So in 1959, we held the first Daytona 500, and now 62 years later, it is NASCAR's biggest and richest and most prestigious event. Daytona International Speedway moniker is the world center of racing. Mr. France also wanted an international facility. He wanted to host racers from all around the world, so that's why we're also home to the Rolex 24, which started out as a 3-hour race in 1962 with sports cars and has now grown into one of the premier 24-hour races in the world for sports cars that attract racers from all over the world. And he wanted to hear different languages when you walk down pit road. That's what that race provides. We also host motorcycles in Supercross, which also bring a different type of racer here. So we truly are the world center of racing. We take pride in a diverse racing calendar with all types of different motorsports disciplines. And that was all the vision of Bill France Sr. and his wife Annie B., who came up with this idea to do this and saw it through and grew it, helped get it started, and it's been able to grow into what it is today.
Well, and their children are still, or are they still alive, or is their family still?
Yeah, that's correct. In the end, this is a family business. So Lisa France Kennedy is the granddaughter, and she's in charge as well as of the company, as well as Jim France, who was a son, one of the sons of Bill France Sr. He is the chairman of NASCAR in our parent company, and he's very involved in the Speedway still today. So in the end, the France family, they're stewards of this facility as well as of the sport of NASCAR.
You don't see that a lot in other places in the world, but just like in Indy, the founders of the track are the founders here of NASCAR.
Yeah.
How does that? Because in Indy you have the same, but I can't even like find another race class where it's linked to one track. So how does that came about?
Well, NASCAR was founded here in 1948, I believe.
Same guy?
By Bill France Sr., yeah. It was at a hotel just down the road, the Streamline Hotel, and Bill France Sr. and a lot of other people that were in that room, and they wanted to create a structure, a foundation for organized stock car racing. It was very wild west back in that time as far as with promoters and making sure the competitors got paid, and he wanted to create a point system and have a structure to it all. So they were the founders of NASCAR, and then as well as the founders of Daytona International Speedway. This track is very versatile. It's got a lot of different buildings, a lot of space, a lot of potential to have a lot of different types of events here. It can be used all the time for different things. So we want to have our calendar busy. Our calendar's probably busy nearly 300 days out of the year. It could be the Daytona 500. It could be the ride and drive experience, the NASCAR racing experience. It could be a homecoming dance or a high school prom or a wedding, a convention, numerous types of events and meetings and things that can happen here. This place can be very versatile, has a lot of different services that it can provide, and we want to be busy, like any business would want to be.
Is it the biggest oval of the U.S. or is it number one in a few lists?
No, it's 2.5 miles for the tri-oval. We also have a 3.56 mile road course, but Talladega Superspeedway is 2.66 miles. Okay. So this is a tick bigger than we are, very similar in the style of banking and structure. And Indy is also 2.5. So 2.5 is around the standard of the bigger superspeedway tracks here in America.
I'm curious also if you guys do anything for charity, like do you have an event where you combine racing and do something for charity? Is that something?
We support the NASCAR Foundation throughout the year with a lot of different events. We celebrate NASCAR Day in May with the Magic of Lights, the Holiday Lights display. There's a charity element to that with the Advent Health Foundation, one of our partners, Advent Health. So we do support numerous amounts of charities, but the NASCAR Foundation is the one that probably gets the most support from us. And that's the Betty Jane France Pediatric Center here at the Halifax Health, and they support a lot of children's charities all around the country. If you come in the middle of, let's say, March, or in April, and there's no events going on, we do offer daily track tours. So we have a 30-minute, a 90-minute, and then a 3-hour tour. So if you do visit the area, visit Daytona Beach, and it's not during a race event, you can still come out to the Speedway, get a look at it, and there's still a lot to see and kind of get a picture and understanding of what Daytona International Speedway is all about.
Thanks for your time.
No, thank you. Our website, Daytona500.com, DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com, 1-800-PIT-SHOP. And like I said, we're open year-round with daily track tours. We also have the NASCAR racing experience where you can either ride or drive. And then all the different events, you can check our events calendar on our website and see all the different things that we provide.